Hello and welcome to the Tigrepup channel. In this video, I'm going to be lightening my ends. If you are interested in learning how I did this, then please keep watching. Okay, right here I'm just showing you the previous video that I did and what inspired me to lighten my ends in the first place. So if you want to check that out, I'll have a playlist listed in the description section down below. Basically starting off, I used a permanent hair color and apparently it came out really dark and I wasn't satisfied with my results. So I decided to do something about it. So this is only the first portion of the video that I intended on doing something, which is lighten my ends, and eventually I'm going to do highlights. So just stay tuned, keep your eye out for that video, which should be the next video after this one. So like I said, I'll try to leave it in a playlist, so just keep your eyes open for it. Okay, right here I'm just showing you my hair, what it's looking like before I lightened it, to give you a preview. Right here I'm just kind of like, I didn't like the way my roots came out, so I'm going to be dealing with that in another video, so just stay tuned. Okay, so this is a close-up of my roots, even though I colored it, and that's basically what the previous video was about. But we're moving on to the next section, which is lightening my ends, which is this video. Okay, so I went online and I was trying to research what it would look like to do highlights and what it would look like to do ombre. Honestly, I was interested in a combination of both ombre and highlights. I didn't like the way the highlights looked by themselves, and I didn't like the way the ombre looked by itself. So that's why this video is broken up into two, because I actually did both. So just keep watching. Okay, so I wasn't sure of what method I was going to use in order to do the ombre, which is what this video is going to be about. And I saw this video. I'll try to leave a link in the description section down below so you can check it out yourself. And it inspired me to do what I'm going to be doing in this video, which, yeah, I have something to say about that. But, yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. The only difference is I'm not using a powder lightener. I'm using an oil lightener. Now, the reason why I'm using an oil lightener is because it's creamy and I can shove it between my strands without getting like spots and stuff like that. So let's begin. Okay, so right here I'm sectioning off a portion of my hair in the back, and I'm going to do a sample. Okay, now a sample is a pretty good indicator of what you can expect if you were to do, you know, your entire head and whatnot. And because I have my hair permanently colored, I wasn't exactly sure if my highlights would be even, you know what I mean? And just to make like a precautionary step in order to make sure, you know, I get the color or lightness that I want. So right here I just took a section of my hair in the back near my nape, and I'm braiding off the other section. I'm going to put it in the back with the rest of the hair tied in the back and out of the way, so that it won't get contaminated, or should I say, you know, lightened, you know. So I'm going to start right here, just going to clip that hair out of the section of hair out of the way so it doesn't get lightened as well. And then I'm going to commence to lightening my strand test. Okay, so I have my strand test here, and like I said before, I did oil lightener because my hair is quite fine and it breaks pretty easily. So I decided to use well, I'm using these highlight wraps. Oh, that's another thing. The oil lightener specifically says do not use metal and stuff like that, so that's why I'm using those wraps. And I'm using a volume 10 because honestly my hair is going to lift pretty fast, and this is the lightener I'm going to be using in this video. So right now we're just concentrating on my strand test. Okay, so this is what the concoction looks like after I've mixed all the different components of the oil lightener. So I'm going to take it's like a little board that they have, and put it underneath the little paper thing, okay? And I'm gonna apply my lightener, and because it's a creamy base as opposed to like the powder lightener with the is very dry, and you have to make sure that you have absolute coverage, because if you miss any spots, I mean, you're gonna get like splotches, you know what I'm saying? And plus, I really don't need a quicker lift, because, which is another reason why I chose a volume 10 as opposed to a 20, 30, 40 like everyone else. First of all, my hair has been permanently colored, so it's already weakened. And secondly, my hair is pretty fine. It just has, the texture is very curly, or kinky, should I say. And so it looks like it's voluminous, but once I straighten it, it's like nothing's there, honestly. It's like, where did all the hair go? You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm doing this, and we're going to see how this turns out, because I wanted to kind of like show you what a strand test can do for you, as well as, you can see the health of the hair after you do the strand test, so you don't do your whole head, and then you would risk, breaking all your hair off, okay? Just a reminder, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks. If you find these videos beneficial or helpful and you would like to make a contribution, please make a contribution to my Cash App. I'll try to leave a link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. Okay, so right here I'm going to reveal the results of my strand test, and as you can see, my hair is even throughout. It's from the root to the tips. There's no dark spots or what have you. So this is just showing you that my strand test was successful, and my hair can be highlighted without any issues, okay? And it's pretty strong, it hadn't broke off or anything. And so this is the thing I needed to go forward with the lightning, okay? So we're going to do that in the next step. Okay, so right here I'm just going to braid my hair, which I personally do not recommend you doing this. Like I said, the video that I mentioned before, where the guy, his mama had used like rubber bands, I should have done that, but I was afraid that I would go too far in along my mid shaft, so I decided to do this. And what had happened, well, you'll see in the video, but right here I'm just kind of like braiding the end, so I could decide where I wanted to start and stop, and it kind of like keeps my hair stationary, so I don't have to worry about it, the foil, the paper foil moving and shifting and touching areas that I didn't want it to touch. So right here I'm just braiding my hair and I'm going to leave the portion of the hair that I want to have lightened out. So we're just going to sit and watch this right quick. Okay, so right here again, I'm using the very same items that I use in my strand test so that I wouldn't, so I can have more predictable results, if that makes any sense. So with my oil lightener, I'm using, the option was that I can use a 20, 30, 10, 20, or 30. I'm going to use a 10, and I'm going to prepare my oil lightener just like the instructions recommend. Yeah, so that's what you're going to be seeing me do in this video. And right here, I'm just going to show you the consistency of the lightener, so you can take a look and see what's going on right there. And that should be enough to cover just the ends of my hair. So right here, I'm going to start in the back, and I'm going to keep working. So you just keep watching, and for those that want to see, the actual process of how I did it, I'm just going to show you here. Right here, I'm just trying to make sure my ends are saturated. I'm going to emulsify that throughout my strands to make sure I got like even coverage, because I cannot see in the back of my head, honestly. So I'm massaging that in, and before I move on to the next section, I'm going to grab a towel and wipe my hands to make sure I don't put lightener in places I didn't want it to be. So I'm going to use the paper foil and put it on either end of the strand or the portion of hair. And this was kind of complicated because the paper wouldn't hold it in place, and I'm going to go throughout the entire video. You're going to see what's going on. It would have been easier to use foils because you can like actually make it stay put, but this here, oh geez, it was just terrible. So I'm going on to the next section. I'm going to do pretty much the same thing, and when I go, see, I'm going even further down. And because I'm going straight down with my braid, I think that's the reason why I ended up having a line in my hair, which I didn't like. I wanted more of an ombre, a gradual blending, basically. And so this is a lesson learned. So if you have 4C hair and you're attempting to do the same thing, well, now you won't have to worry about making the same mistake, I guess. So I felt I would leave that in just to make this, beneficial for everyone. Okay, so as you can see, I'm making sure I get like even thorough coverage on that portion of hair that I intend on lightening. I'm going to try to use that paper foil to try to keep it segregated from the rest of the hair, if that makes any sense. Like I said, these paper foils don't really stay in my hair, and I'll end up doing something about that, and you're going to see pretty soon. Okay, so for each section, I'm going to wipe my hands off the lightener, and I'm going to start the process over and over again. So just continue watching. Okay, so as you can see, I've made my way to the top of my head. I probably could have used smaller sections as well. Maybe that would have helped. I'm not sure, but I guess we're learning here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making sure I get a thorough, even coverage, and I'm going to do the front as I did with all of the other sections. And like I said, the reason why I'm using an oil lightener is because I felt like the powder lightener is very dry in application, and it kind of like coats the surface, and it's very difficult to get it emulsified throughout your strands. And plus, I didn't want anything that was too overpowering or too quick for my particular hair. But yeah, those are my reasons why. And plus, my hair was permanently colored, and then I have a fine texture, even though you might think it's coarse. It's really fine and very fragile. So I'm taking precautions so that my hair won't break and fall off. but I can still get the look that I'm going for. Okay, so just keep watching. Okay, so this is the portion where I realized that the paper ends weren't staying put. So I got me a rubber band, I got me a couple clips. I'm going to do all of that to try to keep it into place. And then I'm going to wait for the designated amount of time that's recommended and that I did in my strand test so that I would get the similar results that I did before. So here's a 360 what my hair is looking like so far. And we're just going to let that process. Hey. Did you know I sell wigs? I sell 5x5 closure wigs of varying cap sizes, cuts, colors, styles, okay? And I'm going to be getting into lace frontal, but right now I'm just doing the closure wigs because it's easier to maintain and whatnot, and it's beginner friendly. So if you were in the market to purchase a closure wig, then please check out my webpage, as you can see, at www.tigrepupbeauty.com. Tpup is short for Tigrepupbeauty, to make it a little bit easier instead of a long text. So check it out. Thanks for watching.
Tigre got the wigs, you gotta come through. Tigre's what you need to be a brand new you. Tigre wigs. Tigrepupbeauty.
Okay, so here's a 360 and a reminder of what my hair looked like before. Like I said before, my hair was a lot darker than I would have liked. So I'm just trying to give you a view of what that would look like in the sunshine and the sunlight and everything. Yeah, so that's what you see here. Okay, so here's what my hair looked like after I finished applying my permanent color. And I do want to mention I did trim my ends, so this is how light my hair was. And here is the end result. I was a little disappointed because, as you can see, it almost makes like a line. It's not very ombre-ish. You know, it's not gradual. It's like abrupt. It goes from black to gold. And then I felt like I didn't go up enough. So yeah, I intend on doing something about that in the next video. So just stay tuned or keep your eye out for that. I felt like I could have went a little in, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and thanks for watching. Oh, and I forgot to mention there is a part 2 to this video. That's why I didn't do a whole complete end result look, because I wasn't satisfied with this. I went on ahead and blew my hair dry, and then I started with like highlights. So like I said, this is only part 1 of a 2-part series, so hopefully you'll join me in the next video. Thanks. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.